folks. Kookie 7 here, and I happen to fall upon something that I never tried while picking out some games through my shitastic games feature. So this is October, and this is kind of weird. I'm going to bring out a game in which probably very little of us have ever heard of. And the game is called Majou Densetsu 2 Daima Shikyo Garios. This is the sequel to, I suppose, Magic Legend, Majou, Magic Beast Legend. I suppose it's Magic Beast Legend. Majou, Magic, Magic Legend 2. Magic Legend 2, the Maze of Gallius. So you have a plot involving the hero of the first one, Popolon, and what you do is you basically have to save your future child from Galleon. Not Galleon, Galleon. Now, I'm just showing you a demo of this because I'm rather surprised that I haven't seen this. So this is a maze RPG, and apparently this has never been this has never been released in this has never been released. This has been licensed as a unreleased game. It probably has been unreleased, but then again, there are some games on my emulator that I have never heard of. So this is a first for me, and I thought I should bring it to the table for you guys to check it out. So here we go. So in this game, I am playing as two knights, really. Popolon and Venus. And it is your job as Popolon and Venus to go throughout the maze of Gallius and save your future child. Of course, your future child happened to be unnamed because you and your lady love Aphrodite are to are to be with a child, but well, can't happen because this bastard took your future child from you. So what must you do? You must fight to get your child back. So here you can switch between Popolon and Venus. So think about this. It's like Ice Climbers but with knights. So you can switch from Popolon to Venus. So I'm just showing off Popolon and Venus. You have items to use. And you can either switch between this, like your trusty sword, or even If I can just sample what the weapons can actually do, or the items. Well, anyway, here's the map. And what you can see is it looks like a giant demon, or in what I'm saying, it looks like a giant crown. But I suppose... Okay, so that's... The select button is the pause button. Amazing. So, what I'm doing here is I'm actually demoing what this son of a bitch can do. So this is not a shit-tastic game, but this is rather, well, this is kind of like the premise of the Goonies. Well, this is what they kind of based the Goonies off of, I think. Yeah, this is what they based the... I mean, you could tell it has Goonies written all over it. I mean, you could tell. This being a maze RPG, well... It just has the aspect of what the Goonies had, which is it was a maze, and it was more maze than RPG. And here, I am not writing no password down. This is just a feature. It's just an underrated game to me. And here's your password if you want it. But I'm not going to do that. So of course, since this is an RPG, you can level up in this game. And you can most likely buy items, but I've never tried it. So let's see. This ought to be interesting. Yeah, this ought to be interesting before I even go to bed. It's gonna be interesting. I can already feel it. The game is going this is gonna have many of you saying, "Whoa, how come I never heard this?" That's a good thing I Wikipedia this. Did you know this game came out in 1987? Truth be told, I'm rather surprised myself. So I'm switching back to Poplon. Since I believe he has a longer, a stronger slash technique, I think. Well, why not? So I guess the least I can do is show you one of the warp zones. Yes, dimension warp zones, yes. And well, that's the reason why they have doors. And the only way you can actually go through the doors is by actually pressing down. So as I'm dropping down a couple levels, may I also say that this game, if you never tried any of the earlier Konami games, they're worth a look. That is if you're interested. I I'm only bringing this to the table for those who have never heard of this game. But what I suggest you do is, well, wiki. I suggest going to Wikipedia and wiki Konami. Because Konami has quite a bit of games that have never been released. Don't do that. So, as I was trying to say, this is one of these games that are basically underrated. And by Konami standards, I mean really. I'd say this game is in just, I don't know, looking at this game, I swear it's like, this needs to be remade. And I don't know about you, but if you agree with what I'm talking about, this is one of those games that need to be remade. So, I mean, it's pretty enjoyable. It's pretty enjoyable, I swear. And I got myself a level up. Because I actually played this in a practice run, and for some reason I died on my practice run. But that's okay, though. But believe it or not, yeah. I'm surprised I actually have this in my inventory. I'm rather surprised. I'm kind of glad I actually looked it up and pretty much did the guesswork. And of course, well, this game basically says, help me. I need help. Not as in beating it, I mean help. This game, among all the other games that Konami has ever created, this game has so much promise, and yet if it was ported over here, I don't know. But you know me, I am just honestly hopeful. I'm honestly hopeful that the fact remains that I have to do this. That maybe one of these days I might just write a letter up to Konami and say, you know what? Whatever happened to these games that you made for the Nintendo, or rather the Famicom system? Because I ran across one of your many games, and this is the first time I ever noticed that you actually made something pretty decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level up a little bit more. Like so. Just so she can get a level. Because if I had to go, I would rather go with a level up. So with that, I'm gonna switch back over to Popolon. But yeah, this game has been Majou Densetsu to Daimashokyo Garion. So with that, I've been Pookie7, the underdog of the underrated, and I am out.